Hello. Today I'm going to walk you through my workflow process to create adaptive music for a horror game. Let's go ahead and play the game. I'll show you what I've done and then later explain how I did it. Alright, so you start out in the dark basement. I made a block out for our game since this is just a test for audio. You'll hear various instruments out of time, and as you explore, they do feel a bit random. This is intentional. But you come up here, and of course you find you need a key to open this door, and you have a light switch here. Alright, you turn on the lights, not much happens. You're gonna go down, solve some puzzles. For spoiler reasons, I'll skip this part. Okay, so you've solved the puzzles, and you have to turn off the lights to look for the key. This time, now that the puzzle's solved, when you turn off the lights, the music changes. It becomes more intense. You find there's enemies coming after you. As they get closer, strings come in. And noises of enemies feel like they're surrounding you. But you manage to escape them, collect the key, and make your way to the door. So let's see how I did it. So as you can see over here in Fmod, I have the music divided into two parts. Part 1 over here, and then part 2 over here. These are the two different intensities of the level. Let's start with part 1. In each audio track, I have the different instruments that you begin to hear. The drone plays all the time, but each instrument has a probability of 30% to play. So not all instruments are always playing at once, and they're randomized. This kind of gives a sense of uneasiness as the music loops. So let's go ahead and see how this works. When a track lights up, it's playing. You can start in the middle over here. This time it's just the drone and the bells. But if I start again, bells aren't playing, music box. The violins came in this time. So that you can see with each loop, an instrument randomly plays. Now, when you turn off the lights again after solving the puzzle, a line of code sends to Fmod to change to phase 2. And we have a transition over into phase 2 right here. Now there's no violins yet, but I have a parameter right here, enemy distance, that as this gets closer and closer to the enemy, violins come in, along with some horns, to really ramp up that intensity. In the enemy noise, I've made a multi-instrument audio track so that when it plays, each time it sounds a little different. This is also coupled with 3D spatializer so that depending on the position of the enemy relative to the player, the sound will change. The position of the sound will change. Well, that's it for this video. You can find a link to the game, Escape the Basement, in the link below. Bye!